Mercenary King, Xewleer the Mercenary King, here with, wait, is this even the right G-Zone?
It's easy enough to just walk away, then coming to terms with what to say. This feeling inside I just can't bear, wavering here, wavering there.
Is this the G-Zone I want?
When I heard people are getting rid of
Yes, I do. Ignore that. There it is. That's the problem sometimes when you're doing a lot of deck profiles at once.
1 second, and yes, I will.
You sometimes forget. Either way.
Come here.
Start off with the starter, Cadet Riviere. This is a Riviere deck. I've got 4 of the Rivieres. I also have the original art Rivieres. It's great. It's great stuff. But basically, when you're Mermaid Idol Riviere, the grade 1, where is she? Rides this unit. You can check the top 7 for a top idol or a super idol. Show it to your opponent, put it into your hand, shuffle your deck. This is a Gen 3 ride chain. Gen 1 is the Galahad Tsukiyomi. Gen 2 is the Giraffa. And direct search for the grade 2 while being a exchanger for a grade 1. And then lastly, there is G3 right here. G4, let me see here. I can't remember what the G4 is, but it's basically an alternative of this that doesn't fail as much. I don't know. I can't remember. Also, this says Proto Forerunner, where they actually have to describe it. 4K booster. Really, you do want to run it, and honestly, she won't be outside too much. You keep her in her closet, thank you. I run 4 Poopoon Bulge Mahaka, and this is just because this deck uses no soul. I don't have to use Fundy. And I really love this art. It's adorable. Do you understand the reason I'm angry? Oh, 4 crits. 4 crits. I'm using the new arts because I like them. And then 4 heals. You might be wondering why I never really use Sandy heals, and that's just because I'm not really interested in Sandy. I don't like using that many counterblasts, and I like tricks better than I do power. And I think that a sufficiently advanced trick will take care of it. This is the grade 1. It becomes an AK with her in the soul. Which you will always have her in the soul if you ride right. And then when Super Idol returns, and if you have her in the soul rides, you get to draw a card. So you basically get a free card. It's nice. Then when you ride the grade 2. Then, but by the way, so that turns it into a +1. Hardy Dance Courage, Act Vanguard, choose a Bermuda Triangle Riviere. Cadet. From your rear guard, put it into your soul. Search your deck for 1 Mermaid Idol or Super Idol. Reveal it, put it into your hands, shuffle your deck. If the card put into your hands is Mermaid Idol, you may ride it as stood. And you always want to ride it just because it'll give you that card advantage when you go to Super Idol. But it really depends on what you value. The Stride for Riviere really relies on a whole bunch of Rivieres in the soul, so you do want her to get a bunch of Rivieres. The only problem is I can't figure out, I think she's some kind of -1 or -1/2, but the fact that she guarantees the rides is really good, and that the grade 2 sort of gives it back to you. Then we have Lunchmaker Ica. Auto, choose a card from your hand, put it into your soul. When this unit is placed on Vanguard, rear guard, and if you have a grade 2 Riviere card name on the Vanguard circle, you may pay the cost if you do draw a card. So basically, you put a Riviere into the soul and draw a card. That's just preps for the Stride. 4 of the best arted perfect shields in the game. 4 Super Idol Riviere. It becomes a 10k defense. I almost made this a 10k defense deck, but I kind of, When a card named Top Idol Riviere rides this unit, if you have a card named Mermaid Idol Riviere in your soul, you may draw a card. Basically, you get to draw 2 cards over riding, which makes riding basically free, which is a very powerful ability. It's like free strides. I'm not really sure by what mechanic you do, but just the fact that you are refunded the cost makes it a lot more powerful than regular things. Then I run 4 Applause Flower Palche. Auto Vanguard Rearguard. Choose one of your rearguards with Riviere, return it to your hand. When this unit attack hits a Vanguard, pay the cost if you do. Reveal 4 cards from the top of the deck. Choose 1 Riviere, put them into your hand, put the rest in the drop zone, and if you put a card from your hand into your hand, choose a card from your hand, put it into your soul. Basically, she puts more Riviere into the soul. Honestly, I'm not as enthusiastic about her and others, but let's say that you have to ride her out because you had to run Ica or a Perfect Shield. Like, that's what you use her for. I don't really do it for anything else. I don't like discarding all those cards from the deck into the drop zone. Then I run 4. I almost want to take her out for a Mermaid Idol Flute, of all things, which is an 11k attacker when you have a full field, or mostly full field. Limpid Chorus Maylene. This didn't really need to be a double rare, but auto rearguard when this unit attacks a Vanguard. If you have a Super Idol Riviere in the Vanguard or in your soul, until end of battle this unit gets plus 2k. And when this unit attack hits, you may counter charge and soul charge. Yeah, she doesn't. We don't need the soul too much, but she's really nice to have that 11k attack. She's also early game rush when you have her around, which is pretty good. I'm not really sure about her, but I'm gonna do some real hard playtesting and just see what happens. I run one of the Legions. Counterblast. It's too expensive. It Legions for 22k with Top Idol Riviere. Choose 3 cards from your hand, discard them until in the battle. This unit attack the Vanguard. If this unit's Legion, pay the cost if you do stand your Vanguards. This unit ability cannot be used again. Like, that's really expensive for what it is. Like, and what's worse, it doesn't refund you anything because you discard 3 cards, and so basically you get a +1 for the game, and you don't have any cards that really give you card advantage. So, you know, you see where I'm going here. Other skill is when this unit rides Super Idol Riviere, search your deck for a Top Idol Riviere, put it in your hand, shuffle your deck. And this is basically to fix my rides. But other than that, meh. Basically what you can do is if you swing with her and she hits, you can counterblast 3, re-stand it, and you discard 4 cards and you get all kinds of skills. But honestly, it just...
I apologize.
Okay. No, it's fine. I just need to make sure it's aligned again. We're fine.
Okay. I mean, you can just edit this part.
No, I don't edit this. You think I edit? It's Curtis
Yeah, that's
now.
because you have a really fancy computer. Well, not fancy, but a really beast computer to do it.
Yeah, it's true. I do have a beast computer. I should try editing. But I just don't. It sounds like a lot of work for not a lot of things I worry about. Most of my style is stream of consciousness anyway.
Sorry, man.
No, it's fine. Alright, we're good. Anyway, what were we doing? Alright, we were talking about the 2 new Laurises I play. Now, it gives me card advantage, just in case I can't ride Grade 3 Riviere, because I don't want to be stuck on this winning image. But basically, I also like her because she can get plus 5k when she becomes in Harmony. And so, in other words, if you do something small and return something to hand, or you need to play a card down, all of a sudden that's a 23k plus whatever you give from the striding. And that's really it. I do use her other skill when you stride Counterblast Soul Blast to draw a card and return 2 cards to hand. But that's not the focus of the deck. And the Soul Blast. So I run 4 of the ace of the deck. Top Idol Riviere. This is the best. Oh my goodness. It's cursed now. Ugh. It's the worst thing when you start having machines get a habit. Doop. So, if you have a card of Super Idol Riviere in the Soul, she gets plus 1k. And then Counterblast 2, choose a card, Top Idol Riviere from your hand, and discard it. If attack hits a Vanguard, choose 3 of your Bermuda rearguards plus 5k. She's really not that good by herself. But what she is good at is using the various advantages to gain a lot of power. And with her new stride, well, that means a lot more power than you think. Especially since, you know, all these 5Ks going around, all these 16K columns. The plus 5K to everywhere was pretty good back in the day, but No, it's just not, really. Which is a pity. However, I do run her as the ace, and I do run the promo art. I also have the normal art in case he's ever selling. It's nice to do that. So for this one, like I do just about all of them, and I'm not really sure if I want to keep this, because I might just want to run like 4 Citron or something. But basically 2 Leona and 2 Citron. I find that this is the best skill. I might actually think about running Sandy, but I haven't decided yet. I'm still working on that part of it. Just because I don't need as many counterblasts as other decks. So when you play something, this gets plus 10k. Pull something up and then play it in the G zone, Guardian Circle, and then put something in the Guardian Circle. If it's the same card name, you get plus 5k. And basically, it's to allow for a decent amount of defense. Also, if you have her and then she's still out there because of some unfortunate skill, you can really get something out of her, as well as, well, just about anything really. Remember, returning it from hand might give you skills, which is pretty nice. Actually, it doesn't really give you skills in this deck, but you know. And then I'll work up to the ace. 1 Seabreeze and 1 Madu. Seabreeze for those who do it, but really you don't need this. I might even run like anything else. This is more of a habit for you guys out there than really for me. And then there is Rain Element Madu. When you stride for it, you can choose a grade 3 from your drops and return it to hand, which can really make this work out a bit better. And I usually use it when I'm on top out of Riviera and I don't want to do anything else. And I just want to wait a turn, which is kind of dumb, but you know, sometimes you don't know what your strategy is. Maybe you really need a grade 3 back to hand, you know, a free stride. 1 GB8 at the end of the battle this unit attack, return everything to hand, play as many as 5 cards, and they get plus 5k. And really that's just to continue on the skill of it. None of the none of the grade 1s actually gain power, so it's more of just hitting 26k, 28k, somewhere in there, or more, especially since this isn't Harmony. 1 Ange, Counterblast 2, choose a face down card on the G zone, turn it face up, does not have to be the same person, that's been errated. Choose any number of player circles other than Vanguard, return them to hand. This unit gets plus 5k for each card returned. Number of cards returned 5 or more, draw a card. If there's 7, you get an extra drive check. So this is just too good a card not to play. Also, basically, it's here to reset your field, as well as get some advantage out of Ica and other things like that. There's not much else for it, really. She's just too good not to play. 2 Olivia, Counterblast 1 if you're at G-Break 2. You may pay the cost. If you do, choose up to 5 of your rear guards, and if they all have different names, return to hand. If you return 3 with different names, you may play 2 cards in different rows. Play a card in each row, and it gets a credit. Yeah, it's the classic Olivia. Lauris, Harmony, once per turn, G-Break 2. Choose a face-down card to your G-Zone. Oh, wait a minute, this requires Harmony. Why the fuck am I playing it? And it's a surprise, another pair of Olivias. I keep forgetting that Lauris requires only Harmony units really to work. But basically, it's another Olivia. Basically, you want to run it for Olivia. Because, like, if you look at this, none of the units have Harmony. Yeah, just none of them have Harmony. So there's no point in bothering it, except for, like, Lauris. Now, technically, you can pull it off, right, if you're careful. But it's just not worth it. So I'm going to run a bunch of these. Lastly, I run 4 Riviera. I do have SPs, I just don't want to run them in the deck. You know, risk damage and stuff like that. 4 of them. Ta-da! This is why you came here. This is the money shot. Oh. Act Vanguard. You want to be a star, don't you? Act Vanguard once per turn. Counterblast 1. Choose a face down card. Same card name as G-Zone. Turn it face up. Choose the same number of rear guards, the number of cards in your soul with Riviera and the card names, and they get plus 5k. If you have 3 or more face-up cards in the G-Zone, draw a card. This thing is plus 10k in a credit. So I do like to use this as a second stride, and I do like to give out like 3 or 4 plus 5ks just all over the place is pretty nice, especially if you give it to something like this and like one of her, you know, they can stand alone. It's pretty good. And the plus 10k and the crit is great, and the draw card is great. Like, there's no real problems with this card except that it's restricted to Riviere. A lot of people wanted to say that this was good, but unfortunately no one really wanted to go for it. And so I don't think this will ever really see too much top play, which is a pity because this deck is just solid, and you know, it doesn't, like, it just does what it's supposed to do. Like, I'm going to be playing it tonight as kind of a relaxation if I'm not needed in the store, as well as just sort of in general. However, it's still not Drawpalooza, which I've updated with the new cards, and it's actually pretty fun. But yeah, that's how it looks. A lot of aggression. It can start working like early game. There's no real GVs running around at all, actually. So you can grade 2 rush, and if somebody tries to grade 2 rush, well, you can just kick him in the dick. That's how you do it. You just be like, ah. Well, 7 Seas isn't going to be a thing, so I guess Ancient Dragon's going to be a thing, maybe. Well, it was already running Spino Driver Rush, so I don't care. You know, it's not something I really. It's like, of course, guys. Duh. This is Xewleer, the Mercenary King. Like, comment, and subscribe.
They call themselves Imagine Your Goddess.
What a bunch of a-holes.
Hooked on a feeling.